Right. 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 And it ultimately is just my attitude, my intolerance for if it wasn't my way or the high. It unfortunately it really um made some damage because even after I did the necessary changes, going to therapy, couple therapy, and becoming a new person, um, he just it was never gonna be a new person anymore. I was still the person I used to be in his eyes. So forever. Right, right, right. It was a really good because you know what? It's like you chose not to grow with me. Exactly. It's you're kind of it's very selfish, and it came to a point where I sat with myself and I was like, that's like, how old are you? I was already in my 30s, and it's like, are you just gonna keep going from relationship to relationship? So I decided to make the change. You know what I mean? And ultimately, obviously, the growth wasn't mutual. We didn't, and at the end, that's another thing, because I know he wanted me to stay until he got me a car and everything. But how is one to stay in a house where the relationship is over and the other person has moved on romantically? What example? Um, what am I teaching my daughter? To stay in situations, the whole picture, and it's like I know she's going to ask when she gets older, and hopefully I'm of good help. But I really want her to know that we left because I want her to know disrespect is not okay. In a positive way, not in no way is her dad ever gonna be drugged like your dad was. That's not gonna happen. In a positive way too. Also, keep her grounded that we are all human beings, even daddy, even when he hurt mommy's feelings, and mommy had to leave, we're human, and because like I keep saying in every live that we go, I didn't get that. I got the complete opposite. Your dad's an asshole, or your mom's a tramp, and this that really. I'm 36 years old, and that still affects me today because, hey, man, at the end of the day, you're still talking about my dad. You're still talking about my mom. Like, right. Yeah, yeah, and yeah, and that's the hardest part because we're the first generation trying to break these fucking chains. And we're gonna mess up. We're gonna fuck up. Sorry, players fuck up. But you hope that you don't fuck up as much as like where we come from a generation where we were the ones who chose to better themselves had to go to therapy and really seek mental health. Hopefully, and we're just, yeah, get a journal. I got a journal. Let me tell you something. I haven't written. Are you serious? Oh, yeah. Because sometimes that's all you need. You know. Sometimes another thing is that I bought the journal. It's empty and nothing has written on it. But I'm just like I'm gonna start, and the day that I start, I know it's gonna be my whole journey. Because when I was little, I had a journal, but it was like you know, yes. Well, no, back then, remember Mauricio? He was tall. Yeah, that he was my like Jumba in junior high. No, he never did. He was just he was all face. He was all look. I had a better chance with a guy with the cell phone in computer class. Me too. I can't either. But I know, and we were because he was kind of like without saying much, like Mauricio, without saying much. There, I remember because we print out a lot of lyrics, and that was like against the rules. And I remember, yeah, Miss Cannon left the room, and I was like, I'm gonna print so many things out right, and then she was on. So he did too, but he ended up getting caught. And she was like, "Are these yours?" And he was like, "No." And then his phone rang in his closet. The Nokia, the brick. I think it was Nokia because he was looking around like, whose phone is ringing? He's like, "Buddy, it's yours." Right. Going back to the journal, it's I feel like because I have written on in like random pages like what I'm feeling today, especially when we have a disagreement with my daughter's father, and just because you don't want to text or call anyone when you are feeling emotional. We did that during the first week that I moved out of the house. It was a lot of emotions, a lot of back and forth, a lot of, you know, and that can hurt you more than you think, you know? It's just, right. It, what has helped, obviously talking to you because you know I'm always messaging you. And also my little sister, she told me don't be a slave to your emotions. Like feel what you gotta feel. She is a social worker. She actually got her business cards this morning. Was freaking proud. Yeah, I'll send you a picture. It's super cool. Um, that has helped me, and also it's helped me a lot to just sit and breathe because I sit with myself and I tell myself, you left because you wanted to do better for your daughter, but if you're screaming at her dad like they screamed at your dad, it's like, what are you doing? You're going back. You're staying in the in the past or whatever. And also the whole I miss my old life. I miss that my daughter had a family, but like I said, I think in the first episode, me and her dad had we weren't great or even good, for the past almost. So it's not so much that I still was so in love with him and I miss him. I miss the foundation. Yeah. Right. Yeah. right. And giving her a new normal. One thing I was talking to my mom about this week, and my one of my best friends yesterday, was that I told my mom because she said, I told her, Justin wants to be friends right away, and it's kind of hard for me, but I'm just gonna roll with the punches because it's good. We have a really good co-parenting relationship right now. So I'm not gonna. And so she said, well, I don't think you guys could ever be friends. And I was like, well, that's not all the way true because I remember when I was in the fifth grade, the only sleepover I ever went to was with this little girl. She was white. And what I'm saying is she's white because I noticed immediately at, like, how old are you when you were fifth grade? 10? 11? At 10 years old, immediately noticed the difference between our culture and theirs because I remember it was her dad that picked us up and we had to sleep over her dad. And then she said, oh, my dad's girlfriend is coming and she's bringing lunch. So I was like, oh, her dad has a girlfriend. And then her mom showed up. Her mom showed up. And so I asked her, I was like, oh, are your parents married? And she's like, no. Like, they're separated, but they're friends. They were friends. They were eating, drinking together, enjoying, their daughter's sleepover with his girlfriend. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool that they get along. My parents weren't split up yet, but that's ultimately what I kind of want from. Yeah, because you would have never known she came from a broken family because everything was fucking great. I think a little bit of both. A little bit of both because very early on, I myself, every breakup I've gone through, and people kind of laugh when I say this. I'll say, oh, so and so's name, who's my ex, and I'll say, God rest his soul. And then one time, one of my friends said, oh my God, he died, and I was like, no, but he's dead to me. You know. So I have to say, if when it's over, you're dead, you're buried. We mourned you, we moved on. We don't speak of the dead. You know. And so that's how it is. Even my mom with her exes, she doesn't speak about them. It's weird for her to be friends with an ex just because of the intimacy I guess they had, like they kissed. Oh wow, you know. So I think culturally, but also the maturity, more so, right? The maturity. No, it's not. It's that. During the hardest time, I do. It's it's hard, and those are the days where um I openly say, quiero un cigarro, cigarette, because I used to smoke when I was younger. I used to smoke, and I remember it. It calms you down for a little bit, and it's you I when I was quitting smoking, my therapist said, "You know that a craving only lasts 15 seconds?" And I was like, "No, because it feels like an eternity." But what I do is I try to focus on something else. One thing that I've been doing is I watch really sad movies. It's okay, okay, good because everyone I've told is like, "Yeah," because everyone I've told is like, why would you do that to yourself? And it's like, no, but like it kind of makes me, I don't know, it makes me feel not good. Yes, and like this week for Color Girls, and that is the saddest fucking movie, and it's but you kind of relieve. Exactly. Yeah. Right. And it's like, and that's what's helped me right now since I do have my daughter most of the time. It helps me stay focused on her, but also releasing my feelings because I know that when she was younger and I got postpartum depression, I paid zero attention to me and my feelings, and it just was the worst. Yeah. And so now that she's a little older, and she plays around, she hangs out with me, or she's on her tablet while we're watching a movie. Like you said the other day, we're having a chill day because either mommy's not feeling well, but it was still a good day. But definitely, what is kind of hard for me is doing that, balancing my feelings and being a mommy, 24/7, because sometimes it's like, I don't want to play, mommy just wants to be sad, but you can't really just. Absolutely. Absolutely. Especially right now in their amazing twos. Yeah. Super fun stuff. Especially, she's so sassy, Katie. She's, I, I can only imagine what she's going to say when she starts speaking. That was rude. Exactly. Because, yeah. I hear you. I understand. We have to do this. It's gonna be itchy if we don't wipe. Right. So yeah, it's just basically, and also another thing, going back to the topic, right? The nostalgia. nostalgia. I can't say it in English. I don't know why. No, not nostalgia. Nostalgia. Yes. Another feeling that that brings to you is that you feel like you've been doing so well. And then when you get the nostalgic feelings where you're like, dang, dude, like, I miss my old life, you kind of feel like you're back on square one, like, dang, like I was feeling good and now it's like, you know? But it's just part of the freaking process. Like, I think I was telling you yesterday, your road to feeling so much better is not straight. It's not just a straight hit, you know? And that's something that I've been struggling with. Like I feel like I just want to go, but I keep forgetting there's gonna be bumps. Right, 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 right. How can I do better, be better? And how symbolic that you guys came up with this coil because I'm picturing it in my head. And if you really follow a coil, as you're going up, it kind of dips down and then you go up and it kind of goes like that. So how symbolic? That's actually really cool. Mhm. Literally, literally, because it's a freaking roller coaster. And I want to get off now, but I have to finish the ride. So if I get off, think about it, which is the roller. Yeah, and you kind of have to finish the ride, dude. And it's just- yeah, and Right. And it's and that's very powerful as well that you guys decided to fix it together. Because I'm assuming obviously you guys both had to sit down and take accountability for each other's part and then choose to grow together from all that. Exactly. After, exactly. And also, what another great way to set an example to more to breaking more generational change because you guys sat down and decided we want to work together, we want to grow together, and and it's hard work. Marriage is hard. I mean, any relationship long term, it's hard work. It's hard work. Yeah, you have to work at everything. You know what I mean? And so that's such an example because I know our parents, their generations, they're celebrating 30, 40 years of marriage, but it's not even a blissful kind of marriage where they can say we worked at it. It's kind of like, well, I married him. Our culture says we can't, separate. And so even sometimes, I know I have a friend who's like, I hate your dad, but I'm with him. Like, what am I gonna do? I'm old. I'm gonna start over. You know what I mean? And so sad that they throw a party or they say, oh, happy however many to my parents, and it's kind of like, well, where was it happy 30, 40 years? Right. I love yeah. Okay. Miss Healthy. Yeah. Yes. And that's good. Oh, okay. Right. No matter what. Right. That's cool. You know, I never asked you about that. I never asked you how the coming out went, because right. Yeah, it's always the last child that gets really the best of them. And I don't say that because they like love their last child the best. It's just that they yes, yes, and they've been through so much with the first kids, I always tell my mom in a joking way, like echando a perder se aprende, like you learn from spoiling things, like whatever. And she laughed with me, but she was like, you know what, you're right, because when I was raising your oldest sister, I was like, you know, I'm gonna raise her like they raised me. I'm not gonna let her go out, blah blah blah, because they didn't let me go out, and I didn't have boyfriends after boyfriend after boyfriend, right? But then that kind of just made her go even more wild. So then she said, okay, well then that didn't work. Let me give Aurelie more freedom, but she gave me all the freedom. So too much freedom, I got myself into some shit. And then with Merlin, it was like, let me balance that shit because what the fuck? We only get one chance. It's crazy because you literally grow with your kid. 'Cause- Right. Jesus. But I don't know. I think, but also that's why I think because even with Jimena, I wasn't ready, and you already know the story. After Dylan, I was like, no, never, dude, never, never. But after her, I listen. She's gonna be my only kid because I also it's just hard, and I kind of want to do my best with her. I don't know. I just don't see myself having more kids because I saw my mom, and it was just fucking crazy. No. Yeah. Right. It really isn't. And kudos to those who do great with two, three, four, five kids because fuck. Yeah, I can't. I have to just it's one kid, and I'm very of myself too. Yeah, it's not until now that I left my relationship that I'm learning to take care of myself. I can't. Why are you thinking? Mm. Well, you know what? Yeah, that. Who are they gonna play with? But even now, I noticed that my daughter and her little cousin, they're so used to playing alone. They don't know how to play together. They fight a lot more. A lot fucking more. The reason why I know how to put people in chokeholds is because my brother used to put me on a fucking chokehold almost every fucking day, dude. Him and Pony, I swear, on my birthday, I was in my bed, came in my bed, farted, and then let that shit cook over me and cover me with my like. Those are all the memories that come first. Yeah, yeah, I remember. Always fucking. It really does depend. Um, I know, right? as grown-ups, we have a better relationship than we used to when we were um because when we were little, it was battle to the death, Katie. I know our neighbor one time threatened to call the cops because me and Jose were like blood everywhere, still going at each other. No, seriously, he was hitting me with the broom, and I was going at him with a fork, and we were just going. And so, but now as grown-ups, you like you said, you laugh, but it's kind of like, Jimena, you're really not missing too much. Where were our parents when we were like blood everywhere? Kindness to Vietnam. So just thank you everyone who tuned in. Hopefully, you someone gets something out of this. That's and this is another thing. This is why I'm sharing my story because it also helps me cope. But yeah, and thank you, Katie, for your time, for your words of advice, everything. And don't forget to go to Gumari Beauty.